Let me tell you what most people do in the first 30 minutes of their day. The alarm goes off. They hit snooze. It goes off again. They grab their phone. They scroll Instagram. They check Twitter. They watch a few TikToks. Then they panic because they are already late, rush to get dressed, skip breakfast, and start the day already stressed, already behind, already reactive. Now, let me tell you what Tim Cook does in the first 30 minutes of his day. He is already awake at 3:45 in the morning. He has already read emails from Apple customers. He is already in the gym. He is already thinking strategically. And his competitors have not even opened their eyes yet. One routine creates stress. The other creates billions. Today, I am going to show you the exact morning habits that the wealthiest people on earth swear by and how you can start using them tomorrow morning. Welcome back to Rich Habits, the channel dedicated to helping everyday people think, act, and live like the wealthy. If this is your first time here, subscribe right now and hit the bell because we drop videos like this every single week. Let's get into it. Why the morning is everything. Before we get into the habits, let me explain why the morning matters so much, because once you understand this, you will never look at your morning the same way again. Scientists call the first hours after waking the peak cognitive window. This is when your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision-making, creativity, and strategic thinking, is at its absolute sharpest. Your willpower is highest in the morning. Your focus is clearest. Your mind has just rested and reset. Here is the problem. Most people immediately flood that peak window with bad news, social media drama, and other people's opinions. Before they have even brushed their teeth, their mind is already cluttered, distracted, and reactive. The wealthy do the opposite. They protect their morning hours like a fortress. They use that peak window for the things that matter most: their body, their mind, their goals, and their strategy. The biggest difference in the mornings of billionaires is not access to money, it is commitment to routine. Their habits focus on energy, clarity, and intentional action before distractions begin. Now let us break down exactly what those habits are. Habit number 1. They wake up before the world does. The first and most consistent habit across virtually every self-made millionaire and billionaire is simple. They wake up early. Not because some motivational speaker told them to, but because the early morning is the only time of day that belongs completely to them. Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, wakes up at an astonishing 3:45 a.m. Richard Branson, founder of Virgin Group, is up at 5 a.m. And Warren Buffett rises at 6:45 a.m. Now before you panic, this does not mean you need to wake up at 4 a.m. tomorrow. That is not the point. The point is that every single one of these people wakes up with enough time to own their morning before the world starts making demands on them. Before the emails flood in. Before the phone calls start. Before the noise begins. This pre-dawn quiet allows for deep work and reflection without the constant digital interruptions that characterize modern life. It is a time to think, plan, and prepare, giving them a significant head start before their teams and competitors are even online. Your action step: wake up just 30 to 60 minutes earlier than usual. That single change will give you back 365 hours of focused, productive time every year. Habit number 2. They move their body first. The second habit that shows up in almost every millionaire's morning without exception is exercise. Not because they are trying to look good, but because they understand something that most people completely miss. Your body and your brain are not separate systems. When your body moves, your brain performs better. Full stop. Richard Branson swims or kite surfs at sunrise. Mark Zuckerberg works out daily and says staying fit gives him more energy for everything else. Bill Gates multitasks by watching educational videos while on the treadmill. Oprah exercises every morning, walks, strength training, all before midday. Jeff Bezos is well known for his daily workouts. Tim Cook hits the gym every morning after his early reading session. Science backs this completely. Morning exercise releases endorphins, chemicals that reduce stress, boost mood, and sharpen mental clarity. Studies show that people who exercise in the morning make better decisions throughout the day, manage their emotions more effectively, and have higher levels of energy from morning to evening. In other words, your workout is not just for your body. It is an investment in the quality of every decision you make all day long. Your action step: you do not need a gym. A 20-minute walk, 15 minutes of push-ups and stretching, or a quick YouTube workout is enough to activate your brain and change your entire day. Habit number 3. They feed their mind, not their feed. Here is the habit that separates the truly wealthy from everyone else, and it is the one most people will never do. Instead of scrolling social media in the morning, millionaires read. Not Instagram, not Twitter, not the news headlines that are designed to make you anxious and angry. They read books, financial reports, biographies, industry research, things that make them smarter, sharper, and better equipped to make decisions that create wealth. Warren Buffett reads at least 6 newspapers every single morning. He spends 80% of his day reading because, in his own words, that is how knowledge builds up, like compound interest. Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan Chase, spends the first 90 minutes to 2 hours of every morning reading a wide range of publications and financial reports to stay informed, and he prefers physical copies over digital ones. Across 36 self-made billionaires studied, 58% read news, books, or research as the very first thing they do in the morning. Bill Gates reserves his morning hours specifically for deep learning. Think about what this means. While the average person is filling their mind with memes and drama, the wealthiest people on earth are filling theirs with knowledge, strategy, and ideas. Knowledge compounds just like money does. Every book you read, every idea you absorb, every lesson you learn adds to a mental library that helps you make better decisions, decisions that over time create enormous financial results. Your action step: replace 15 minutes of morning scrolling with 15 minutes of reading. A book about investing, entrepreneurship, mindset, or biography. Start there. That single swap, done daily, is more valuable than any stock tip. Habit number 4. They practice silence and gratitude. This is the habit that surprises people the most because it has nothing to do with productivity on the surface. Meditation, gratitude, quiet reflection, journaling. Most people think this is soft, fluffy, not relevant to making money. The world's wealthiest people disagree completely. Oprah Winfrey begins every morning with gratitude, thinking of 5 things she is grateful for before her feet even touch the floor. Her day begins around 7 a.m., and her first moments are dedicated to this quiet, intentional practice. Both Oprah and Bill Gates use mindfulness practices in the morning to reduce stress and improve mental clarity. Here is why this works from a scientific standpoint. When you practice gratitude or meditation in the morning, you lower your cortisol levels. Cortisol is your stress hormone. High cortisol makes you reactive, emotional, and short-sighted. Low cortisol makes you calm, focused, and strategic. In business and in investing, the person who stays calm under pressure always wins. The person who panics sells their stocks at the bottom. The person who stays centered holds and profits. Silence in the morning is not weakness. It is a competitive advantage. Your action step: spend just 5 minutes in silence after waking up. No phone, no TV. Just sit, breathe, and think about 3 things you are grateful for. 5 minutes. That is all it takes to change your mental state for the entire day. Habit number 5. They plan their day with intention. The 5th and final habit of millionaires every morning is intentional planning. They do not wake up and react to whatever the day throws at them. They decide in advance what the most important things are, and they protect time for those things before anything else can steal it. Elon Musk time blocks his entire day in 5-minute increments, planning every task before the day begins. Jeff Bezos refuses meetings before 10 a.m., protecting his sharpest morning hours for strategic thinking, not administrative tasks. This is one of the most powerful and most underused productivity strategies in the world. Most people's days are controlled by other people's urgencies. Someone else's email, someone else's meeting, someone else's emergency. By the end of the day, they have been busy from morning to night but have moved nothing important forward. The wealthy flip this completely. They decide what matters. They block time for it first. Then they allow the world in. Your action step: every morning, before you open your phone, Write down your 3 most important tasks for the day. Not 10. 3. These are the non-negotiables, the things that, if completed, make the day a success regardless of anything else that happens. The Millionaire Morning Blueprint. Here is the complete routine you can start tomorrow. 5 minutes. Wake up and sit in silence. Breathe. Think of 3 things you are grateful for. 20 minutes. Move your body. Walk, stretch, workout. Get the blood flowing. 15 minutes. Read something that makes you smarter. A book, an article, a financial report. 10 minutes. Plan your day. Write your 3 non-negotiables. Block your time. 0 minutes. Do not touch your phone until all of the above is done. That is 50 minutes. Less than 1 hour. And it is the exact formula that the wealthiest, most successful people in the world use to get ahead of everyone else every single day. Here is the truth nobody wants to hear. You already have the same 24 hours as Warren Buffett, the same 24 hours as Tim Cook, the same 24 hours as Oprah. The difference is not resources. It is not luck. It is not connections. It is what you do with the first hour of your day. Win your morning, and you start to win your life. If this video gave you value, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to Rich Habits so you never miss a video. I will see you tomorrow morning early.